Hi, and welcome back to Europify. Oh, that rhymed. Anyway, in today's video, we're going to talk about one of the most asked questions by my family, friends, my near and dear ones ever since I have moved from India to Europe, and I'm sure most of you also have the same question. If you're new to my channel, please do stick around for some informative and some fun content about an expat's experience living in Germany and Europe in general. Also, please do subscribe. Now, it's a common knowledge that Germany is one of the richest and biggest economy in the European Union and even in the world. So while working in Germany, you'll enjoy a lot of fantastic benefits like a generous welfare system, a clean and safe environment to work, and a very good work culture. But the first thing that comes to one's mind while they consider moving from a foreign country to Germany is how much money they're going to make. So in today's video, let us discuss about the German salaries, the factors that impact the German salaries, and the things to consider before making the move. So stay tuned. The very first factor that impacts the salary in Germany is the location and the state in which you get the opportunity. Especially in the southern and the western part of Germany, the salaries are significantly higher. To give you an example, let us consider two of the most well-known cities in Germany, Munich and Berlin. Munich is situated in the southern part of Germany, while Berlin is in the eastern part of Germany. In Munich, the salaries are way higher than in Berlin, even though Berlin is almost 3 times larger a city than Munich. Some more examples of high-paying cities are Stuttgart, which is the automobile hub of Germany, and Frankfurt, which is considered as the business capital of Germany. While you might want to flock to these highest paying cities, please also consider the cost of living in these cities. For example, the housing price in Munich is way costlier than in Berlin, which also consists the major portion of your monthly expenses, nearly 20 to 25% of your salary. The next most important thing to consider in your salary is the tax. Like in any other country, in Germany as well, the salary negotiation happens on the basis of the gross salary or the bruttogehalt. The nettogehalt is something that is paid into your account after deducting all the income taxes, the social security tax, and any other deduction. I will make a separate video to go through each and every component of a German salary slip. But in today's video, let's just have an understanding of what are the major deductions from your bruttogehalt. The deductions can be put into 3 broad categories. The first one being the social security deduction, which comprises of your health insurance, your unemployment benefit, old age care, and your pension insurance. The second one being your income tax. And there is a third component which it might be new for you, which is called church tax, which is again only applicable to you if you are a member of a church or something of that sort. Germany has a progressive taxation system. Now what that means is people who earn more in Germany have to pay more taxes. Now there are 6 tax classes in Germany, which then decides what rate you are taxed at. The tax class 1 is the default tax class, which is assigned to all the single people out there. And for example, if you're married but your spouse is not accompanying you in Germany, or even if you're married but your marriage is not certified in Germany, then also you fall into the tax class 1. Now the tax class 2 is reserved for the single parents. Now tax class 3 and 5 are interchangeable by one of the 2 spouses. So if you both are working in Germany but one spouse is earning more than the other, and this difference needs to be like significant, then the spouse who earns little less holds the tax class 3 and the other spouse has the tax class of 5. But if you both are working and earning around the same salary, then you both will be assigned to tax class 4. Now the last tax class, which is the tax class 6, is assigned to those individuals who are earning from more than one employer. The next most important factor that decides your salary in Germany is your profession. In Germany, it can make a huge difference in your salary. With that, the doctors will come on the top of the ladders when it comes to salaries, followed by a person working in the finance or in a banking firm, followed by a lawyer, and then in the ladder comes the engineers or the IT professionals, followed by HRs, and there might be many other jobs out there, but these are the common ones that normally foreigners migrate for. Also, your qualification can have a major impact on the salaries. For example, somebody holding a master's degree, especially from Germany, might earn more than someone holding a bachelor's degree. The difference might not be a lot if you have the right skills and the right prior experience in your area. The next factor which will have an impact on your salary is the working hours. In Germany, you can either work for 40 hours a week or even less than that. I personally know many working mothers, especially who work for around 35 to 30 hours a week instead of 40 hours. Accordingly, your salary will also be impacted. And so if you want to go down this path, make sure to have a clear discussion with the HR. Apart from the major reductions from your gross salary as part of taxes and the housing cost, there are a lot of additional costs that you must keep in mind while calculating your salary. These additional costs will majorly include the radio tax, which you pay for your television line. And it's a rule in Germany that even though you don't use the television line, you must pay for it. And that comes around 18 to 20 euros per month. Besides, you have to consider the expense for your commute in and around the city. And not to forget the telephone and the internet fees, which is also not very low in Germany. Lastly, there are a lot of additional insurances that you can take, of course, for a safer side. But a few examples of that will be the liability insurance and your car insurance if you have a car for commute, etc. One last thing I wanted to touch upon is the salary negotiation. In India, we used to have a lot of salary negotiation, but it's a little different story in Germany. It's not as much as in India, but you must give a quote reasonably to your HR or your hiring manager, and you must put facts down. You must quote your right skills, what value you can add to the organization, etc. And just do your own research before giving a quote. There are a lot of resources online. There are really good websites for all sort of different purposes. For example, if you want to compare the cost of living between two different cities, there's a really nice website called Numbeo, which will give you the breakdown of all the different costs that can incur within a month and will give you a nice comparison between different cities. Apart from that, if you want to compare the salaries that the employees get in a certain company, there are a lot of options. Glassdoor is something that's universal, and you might already be knowing that. LinkedIn also has a functionality. But apart from that, if you consider the German ones, there is a website called gehalt.de, and there is another website, kununu, which has all the reviews for the German companies, and also employees put their salaries and their interview experience and everything in there. So those are really worth a visit. Last but not the least, there is a very useful website called bruttogehalt.info, which I'll also provide the link in my description box. That will be really handy to you if you want to really calculate what will be your netto salary after all the deductions. You can provide all the information such as your per month or per year salary, which city are you going to move to, and what is your tax class, and as per that, this website will show you the really nice breakdown of all the taxations and everything, and you would be able to decide as per that if this salary that you're being offered to will be sufficient or not. I hope you find today's information useful, and if you did, please don't miss to hit that like button, and please do consider subscribing to my channel. In my next videos, I will bring the different insurances in Germany, which is quite a lot, trust me, and the breakdown of the German salary slip. So stay tuned. Until then, take care of yourself and bye.